Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel for another Huddersfield Town transfer update, as we have officially completed the signing of Birmingham City striker Alfie May. The former Charlton Athletic marked moves to the Aku Stadium for an undisclosed fee, signed a 3-year contract with us. And before we do get into this though, make sure you do smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let me know your thoughts down below, as this is a done deal indeed. But yeah, I mean, look, let's get straight into it without further ado. Like I said, we know over the past 24 hours, we woke up yesterday morning with this news about Alfie May. He's set to sign for us after both clubs have agreed the deal, the fee for him, and it's gone all so quickly. And it's funny because I said this the other week, where because we haven't really been linked with many people lately, I said it at the time, you can have those transfers where they just come out of the blue completely randomly. And this is a prime example of it. And look, yeah, I mean, I just think it is good that we signed. I mean, obviously we know what happened last summer with him when, we were very close to sign him, and then he decided to refuse to join us and he went to join Birmingham. And yeah, last season he was playing pretty much understudy to Jay Stansfield, but he did make a huge contribution to their success. So May has now slipped down their pecking order going into the Championship because they have signed somebody up front, so he's going to be further down and less opportunities, which is how this move's kind of come about, really. And I feel like it's almost as if this was meant to be. The stars have aligned for him to come this summer, rather than it wasn't meant to be last summer. This time, it was going to work out where he was going to end up with us. I know it's a bizarre turnaround, because for me, I think we were all shocked, like I said, yesterday morning, we woke up to this news about Alfie May set to join us. And now it's actually happened. Yeah, it's just crazy how quick things have moved with it. But yeah, obviously the gaffer, Lee Grant, has had a few words to say, and I always go through these, but let's have a look. So he said Alfie is a natural goal scorer with a formidable record in recent years, so we're really pleased to bring him into the group ahead of the new season kicking off. He goes on to say he has a strong mentality, an infectious personality, and he's full of belief, and those are the hallmarks of all successful strikers. His skill set is different to what we already have in the squad, and he complements the players that he'll be featuring alongside as well. So we look forward to having the opportunity to get straight down to work with him this week. So yes, he'll go straight into training with the lads, and maybe we might see a little glimpse of him, depending on how fit he is, on Saturday in our final pre-season game against Burnley down at the stadium, down at our home. But yeah, so that's the words from the gaffer. So yeah, like I said again, he's a player that Lee Grant has thought, you know what, yeah, he has got that strong mentality. He does want to win, he wants to achieve. He has that really good personality where everyone, will be able to warm to him, in the dressing room. And he's not a divisive character, he's there to help the team as much as he can. So again, it's the right characters, he believes in himself, and that's what you've got to be, like Lee Grant has said, as a striker, and that's how I see it. So yeah, very, very good words by the gaffer, who did obviously said, yeah, he's a natural goal scorer. The man himself, Alfie May, his first quotes as a Huddersfield Town player then, he says, it's no secret this is a club that I've come close to joining in the past, and I'm really pleased the opportunity has come again to become a Town player. This is a huge moment with massive ambition, and that's all any player wants to feel a part of. I was in a team last season that felt similar, so I know what's possible when a squad clicks with a manager and there's a positive feeling across the whole club. And that's something I recognise here. My job is to work as hard as possible and score goals, and I'll do everything in my power to repay the faith in the club has shown in me. Lee Grant is an exciting manager in the way he wants to play, and attack feels like the right fit for me, so I can't wait to get going. So yeah, that's the first words from May himself, and yeah, look, really, really nice, really, really good words. Again, how every single player that's come here has said the massive ambition that the club have shown in their discussions with that player. Everyone said it, and we can see it from the outside, of course we can. But I just think when the players that when some of our new new players that are signed for us, they're saying the same thing. It does kind of feel like that we now have a structure in place at the football club that we can really build upon. And this rebuild that we were promised last summer, and we knew that wasn't going to happen with who still in the building. But now this rebuild has well and truly happened this summer, and we're starting to correct the damage that fraud who was running the show in the recruitment department for the last few years has done to this club. He's put us in the right mess, because the fact that we've now signed 10 players, now this is our 10th signing, and we still need more. What does that suggest? He has built a squad that was never going to be able to compete, even in League One, and that is a disgrace. And like I said, the main reason I say it, people can disagree with me. I'm going off on a tangent here, but we were. People tell me all the time, when we were in the Championship and we were floating relegation for years, as we all know. People said, well, we're heading down anyway. Well, no, it wasn't, because every season is a chance to start again and start fresh. So he was a big contributing factor, Cartwright, in the fact that we went down. But anyway, back to this topic. I'm not going back to there. We don't need to go back. We're looking forward now, of course. And I love his words. Like, he comes across really passionate guy. Said himself he wants to work as hard. Really hard working. Again, a value of Lee Grant's to everyone that works. He wants everybody around him to be working hard. Players, staff, everybody, and himself included, of course. And yeah, so look, I think it's exciting. I think May's game is really built on his positioning, anticipation, that speed of thought. And I think it's noticeable if you look at his range of goals that he scored. They've come, the amount of goals that have actually come from him from his first or second touch is pretty evident. If you look back at some of his goals that he scored, have a look on YouTube and you'll see them. What I'm talking about here. And look, a contributing factor in his ability to find the net, even from that really narrow angles. He can, even if it's a narrow angle, he's able to find a way to hit the back of the net. And that's how I see it. But look, my thoughts on this then. Look, like it's already been said, Lee Grant said it himself, didn't he? But we have got a natural goal scorer here. Just like with Joe Taylor. So we've actually got two top quality options now up top now that we've got to choose from. That's how I see it. Charles, for me, is 50-50. He doesn't look great at the moment, and I'm not really convinced that any of the others will be any use to us that we still have on the books at the moment. The likes of Radulovic and, Ladapo, who really should never have been signed anyway. We know that, but I'm not going to get back to that. And so, yeah, look, we've got two natural goal scorers now with May coming in. And his goal record at this level, I know I keep going on about it, but his goal record at this speaks for itself, most notably at Charlton, where he scored those 27 goals in 50 appearances for them and won the Golden Boot Award that season as well. So, that was in his first season, with them at this level. So, now, obviously, I know I said about needing more of a target man over him yesterday, and I always, kind of own up to what I say. Whenever I say it, I know it's going to be stuck with critique if I do another video about it. And now I'm doing another video about it, and it's kind of like, obviously people say, hang on a minute, you said this yesterday. Well, yeah, what I'm going to say is that, yes, I did say that we needed the target man up there because we do like height up there. But then I kind of thought about it over the past 24 hours, really. And I thought maybe Lee Grant is going to look to play through teams and play mostly on the floor rather than putting those high balls into the box. You know what I mean, from the wings. But I do think that there may be some low drives into the low crosses in from the wide areas. You know what I mean, and obviously the sharpness of Taylor and obviously May now will enable them to be there, ready to put the ball in the back of the net. And so yeah, that's what I will say. And I've kind of had a kind of 24 hours to kind of reflect on what I said, and and then obviously from the set pieces as well. We have got height from the back. We've seen what we brought to the club. You know what I mean? Lowe, Rowan, players like Watmore, Wallace if he comes on for the final 15 minutes or so. We have got height at the back. So yeah, that is another avenue that we can use to our strengths with the set pieces. But I just kind of want to finish with that. Yeah, I'm happy with he signed. Having reflected after 24 hours, thought about it more, and I think I know I said a few kind of I don't think they were harsh words, to be fair, but like it still feels pretty raw from last summer with the way it panned out there, with him refusing us and going to Birmingham. But I think all will be forgotten around these ways if he comes in and scores lots of goals for us this season and helps us to automatic promotion. All will be forgotten. Football fans are very fickle, and we'll forget that if he helps us, scores the amount of goals that he did with Charlton. That will be perfect. But we know we need that more creativity in that final third. That's where we need to look at now. A central attacking midfielder, proper creative spark, and we need some more options on the wing. We've got options there already, but I still think we need more because we've only got two wingers at the club at the moment, and that's Ruskin, who people may say is more of a full. I think he's more of a wing back than a full back, but so technically he can play as the wing. So, but then we've got obviously Harness, who signed for us. So we've got options there, but we need some more that can come off the bench because, like I said, we haven't been playing with wingers for quite a while now. So we haven't got that recruitment in that we need. So yeah, hopefully we do that. But anyway, I'm waffling on now. But this is your latest transfer update as Alfie May signs on the dotted line for the Terriers on a 3.5-year contract on an undisclosed fee. But thanks so much for watching. Drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your thoughts down below on this transfer as well. And I'll see you all very, very soon. And as always, I haven't forgotten, up the town, Lee Grant's Birmingham. Welcome to the club, Alfie May.